time, seen afresh each time around. Aye, they can. Each generation read and reread, read and reread, o'er and o'er again. Fresh eyes, fresh view, but always present.
Past, a thought of the present, shaping the future. All time at once, all time as one time.
What use pages? Wisdom passed down from mouth to mind? Oh, not for all to ken the ways. Knowledge, not books, of heart and gut, of story, song and vision. Know-how, with no use of pages.
Traces through time, tracks returning and progressing.
Goddess,
Mother, healer, hunter, fighter, never dying, never lost.
Always shifting, always changing, always with us. Always shifting, always changing, always with us.
Her past, a thought of the present, shaping the future. All time at once, all time as one. Traces shifting, always changing, returning and progressing. Goddess, Mother, healer, hunter, fighter, never dying, never lost. Traces changing, always returning and
Always
progressing.
shifting,
Goddess,
always
Mother,
changing,
healer,
always with
hunter,
us.
fighter, never dying, never lost.
When she spread her wings, the rain fell. And when she folded her wings, well, there wasn't any rain. Folk far and wide honoured, nae worshipped, but honoured the bird with songs, dance, story and rest. Maybe a wee spot of scranner, a wee dot of fire water. In return, the rain always fell.
Yeah, some things haven't changed.
Just as well, for we use it, nae life.
Nay, nay,
Aye. Ken, this is my bit. Back then, the bird was always in mind, always remembered. But time passed and, well, things changed.
as they do.
People took to growing and no wandering, took to being masters of all beasts, took to hussies and laws, took slaves. Now everyone was too stressed, or too busy with the wains and the job and the taxes, so they decided certain people at certain times were chosen to mind the birds. So the bird's like, okay, I'll spread my wings and bring rain if some of yous mind me.
That's it. That's now.
What? Oh, but this is a good story.
No, that's where we're at. The fall of the Roman Empire and the introduction of Christianity. That's your bit done.
All right. Well, you know how to put out a party or what?
You don't want to attack the patriarchy bit anyway.
Aye. Right enough.
We have a new story.
Are we sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin. A long, long time ago, afore thread mills, afore thread even, afore trees, afore rain, 'cause God had no sun in the rain then, streams came up through the ground, and God
God, man.
Aye, well, no really, but anyways. It was where God made man out of dust and breathed life into him. And he was pure fit in every way. He looked just like his father. Aye, well, no really, but anyways. So, God's made this dead lush garden full of all the trees you can imagine. Big ones, small ones. It was pure Eden. The Garden of Eden. Only there's this wee bit of small print, a wee catch, like. One of the trees is the tree of knowledge. And not just any old tree of knowledge, but the tree of knowledge. A good at evil at everything. God says, come along and mark yourselves at home. What's mine is yours. Catch whatever you like. But, and here is the wee catch. Dinna eat for the tree of knowledge. If you do, you'll defo die.
That's shit. Why would you no eat for the tree of knowledge?
Hold on, it gets better. God's like, no, the trees are no enough. Man needs a wee buddy. So God gets busy making all the beasts, all the four legs and the creepy crawlies and the birds and that. Oh yeah. And man gets busy being everything on him.
Oh, all right, big Gaza.
No, wait. God's like, no, it's not right yet. So he sends man into a pure deep sleep, whips out one of his ribs, and makes women.
No way! No way am I made from a bit of a man.
Stereotypes to the Chinese.
No, it's all right. It gets better. I'm nearly finished. So, man and woman are having a red old time, running around dog, butt naked and that, year at little day in the Garden of Eden. When this serpent takes women aside and gives her the hard sell, says, Why are you no eating for the tree of knowledge? Who wouldn't eat for the tree of knowledge?
Well, exactly!
So, woman is like, that's right, why am I not eating for the tree of knowledge? So she downs herself a right juicy apple, and very tasty it is too.
And then she has an incredible realization and transformation and can see and know all. Her consciousness is God.
Well, not exactly. Then, man comes along, and woman gives him a wee taste.
Oh, so then they both have an amazing awakening and know the secret to life itself and become pure consciousness.
Well, not exactly. Then, God comes along, and he's pure raging, pure rage. So, man is like, oh, it wasn't me, it was hardcore. It was all hardcore. Then, woman is like, oh, it wasn't me, it was the serpent. So, God pure spits the dummy. He's like, right, serpent, yours is eating dust for yours. Women, childbirth is going to be so sore, you know, kind wet today, and man is now your master. Then, he's like, right, man, yours is going to have to work your finger to the bone all your days, and it's going to be shit. And then you're going to die and become dust all over again. And then he's like, get to fuck out this garden.
Well, that's a shit story.
It's allegorical.
No, people will believe it. In 2014, 56% of Americans will believe that story. In its entirety.
It's not that story.
Women are made of man's ribs, don't make me laugh.
It's really no my story.
Oh, our suffering and our doing Reformation. It was a shit time, actually, for women.
Not good for anyone.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't, but it was mostly women. Hung and burned or dumped and drowned.
Men were witches too.
Nobody's saying they weren't. But 80% of those accused and convicted were women. The stats are the facts.
Because women are weak and vulnerable to evil.
See? There's your shit story again.
It was horrendous. You couldn't say anything. As soon as someone took an upset, that was you. Witch.
I didn't like it.
Women were the scapegoat for the fear created by economic and social insecurity as part of a Europe-wide regime change.
We always been part of Europe.
One
One religion, one God, one master. It needed to happen.
Women being hung and burned. If you talked out the corner or just a wee bit too much, they'd slap our soul's bridle on you.
A skilled bridle, sometimes known as a branch bridle, or simply branch,
was an instrument of punishment as a form of torture and public humiliation. The device was an iron muzzle in an iron framework which enclosed the head. A bridle bit or coat approximately 2 inches long and 1 inch broad, projected into the mouth and pressed down upon the tongue.
Aye. One again. And nay enjoying your favours. Locked up for adultery. None of the men mind. Just the women.
The evil sweeps across the land and must be beaten.
So what was once the wisdom of the earth is now evil.
Aye, and you can question exactly who it is who's creating all the evil.
There was a legal process. They all confessed.
Confess! Aye! This is the value of confessions.
Why do you search so diligently for sorceresses? Take the Jesuits, all the religious orders, and torture them. They will confess. If some deny, repeat it a few times. They will confess. Should a few still be obstinate, shave them, exercise them, only keep on the torture. They will give in. Take the canons, the doctors, the bishops of the church. They will all confess. Frederick von Spree, Precautions for Prosecutors, 1631.
evidence was clear.
They were possessed. They slept with the devil.
This is, what do they call it these days? Fundamentalism, extremism, idealisms. Religious extremism sweeps Scotland and Europe.
Knocks, knocks.
Who's there?
The Inquisition. Priests, lawyers, judges, witch prickers, witch hunters, food and drink stalls. Witches was big business.
A good conviction could lead to a good promotion. Men suffered too.
What men? Most women boys had left the country in search of a better elsewhere.
Women accused women.
Of course they did, wouldn't you?
They had sex with the devil.
I see. What do gods and the devil have in common? They're both men.
One religion, one God, one master.
I don't get it. I mean, dominance doesn't work. It doesn't work. No for the master, no for the slave. It just wastes everybody's time.
It's literally costing us the earth.
They had sex with the devil.
It was all that! All of them things!
But this is what it all led to. Don't look at me. Look, all of these people are waiting on you. Fine. Jesus.
Step right up! Come and see with your own eyes. All the way from the deepest, darkest forests of the human psyche, the story of the barbarian witches! On the 17th of August, 1696, Catherine Campbell, maid to the Shaw household, was caught by 11-year-old Christian Shaw stealing milk.
And she curses.
Catherine curses. 3 times she curses.
May the devil harl your soul through hell.
May the devil harm your soul through hell.
May the devil harm your soul through hell.
Within days, Christian is overcome. No! Possessed. Her fits are many. Her body convulsed. Her tongue havering. Spitting out balls and hair and bone. Levitating. Witnessed, ladies and gentlemen, by family, friends, doctors, lawyers, priests, and anyone passing by.
She named Catherine as a tormentor.
She named Agnes Naismith as a tormentor.
She named Elizabeth Anderson.
Her possession possesses her household, her town, her district.
Nowadays, they just prescribe her some antidepressants and send her on her way.
Elizabeth Anderson confesses.
She named the rest. 31 people are accused.
In a court of law, they are fairly tried and tested.
The laws are us.
7 people, including 4 men, are convicted. And now, for your spiritual salvation, for your sense of control over the earth, and last but by no means least, for your entertainment, we present the execution!
May your houses be visited by pestilence, and may your suffering be the future of this town.
Margaret Bilton! Great aunt to Elizabeth Anderson.
I see a place where I am welcome, where my friends and my loved ones live. I know a place where I am understood, where my guides and my teachers live. I am going to a place where I can be what I have always been. Take me home to Elfland.
A good Christian woman and a midwife.
I stand afore ye, innocent of the crime of which I am accused. I have had intercourse with the devil, but no this time.
John Lindsay of Barlow, a tenant farmer to the Shaws.
I am a simple man of little want or need. I've tried to live an honest life. Trickery and magic have never been my creed. I am at a loss as to why I stand thus before you. I remain true. I die an honest man.
And now, the witch we have all been waiting for. The one and only Catherine Campbell!
I have feared, I have angered, I have pitied you. You and your ways of fear and domination. But let this be known for all time. If, as you have decreed, and visited on you and your creed for all time.
She was held until she agreed to talk, to confess to sexual relations with him. It must have been terrifying.
Bimbo. She was exceptionally emotional and unstable.
That woman. I mean, come on. He could have any woman he wants. It doesn't make any sense that he'd go after her. I mean, she's fat.
Fat slag.
She was young and in love. It was a mistake.
Nasty woman. The woman's made shame.
Witch. She's just no sexy. She thinks she is, but no sexy enough.
Witch. She didn't think her friend and confidant would dob her in.
Witch. A woman who wants to keep it quiet, keeps it quiet.
Oh, she was flirtatious, flashing her thong and all that. Oh, that is a provocative wee lassie.
You can't mark it up. How did he trust that stupid wee witch would keep a secret? How did he not see that is not a discreet woman in the slightest? Witch! I mean, can you imagine your son coming home and saying, I'm going to marry her?
It was in all the papers, and there was actually a picture of witches. We get called a coven a lot. It started when we were seeking 50-50 representation in the party. That's when it all started. And in fairness to him, he actually supported 50-50. He's not your prototype sexist, you know? He doesn't have that everyday sexism about women. He doesn't have a problem with women doing things. No, that was never his thing. His thing was sexual. As long as he could have sex with you, then it didn't matter. And people who don't know him don't understand that. So, like, if you ever speak to him, please never speak to him. He wouldn't be saying anything awfully sexist, because he's not that kind of sexist man. His sexism is more deep-rooted and primal.
There's all sorts of different witchcraft, but just witch, I would say, working with the moon phases and sun and earth energies, harnessing those energies to make change at will. Witchcraft, craft of the wise, understanding nature, understanding the concept of male and female duality and holding that balance. It predates Christianity. It's a religion.
It's not like Disney, turning people into princes with wands. No, it's not that at all. It's about seeing the magic in life, in nature. I mean, a tree growing from a seed is a magic, and it's got a life force and an energy. Magic is energy.
It's causing a change at will to produce a positive effect, and then taking responsibility for those actions.
We were trying to be democratic, trying to see if we could manage him, because we could no longer put up with it, his misogynistic behaviour. We were primary, political and powerful women standing up against a man who abused women, in my opinion. Look at that. I'm still apologising.
For me, I was 8. I wouldn't have used the term witch or magic. It was just a feeling, an affinity with nature, living in kinship with animals. Growing up in the countryside, it just seemed normal to me. Learning the use of roadside plants and herbs. Noticing between the ages of 8 to 14 how I felt differently depending on the moon phases or the seasons. So just realising there was a connection between me and nature. I would never have put a label on it until I was much older. I knew quite early on the power of dreams and releasing the power of positive thinking. I knew quite early on I could make a change. 16 to 18, I started reading books. From quite early on, I realised I was different, growing up in a small village. I moved out of the village at 16 because I did get some abuse from the villagers, because some people knew I was interested in that term, witch, stuck. I couldn't find anyone like me, so I actually put an ad out in the local paper. I knew there must be other people out there, so I decided I would get them to come to me. I started a kind of gathering. So I started to meet people, and it was a sense of coming home. It all made sense.
So, there were people at that meeting not happy just to be on the for or against side. No, they wanted to be on the attack side. Different folks stood up and said what was to be done about it, mostly men. Then, his mother gets up and starts speaking about the black arts working against him. She thinks he's God's gift. No, literally. Like, she was going to abort him and then the angels came and said, no! And then he gets up and starts talking about how we nearly caused his wife to miscarry. And then others get up, and it was just like, oh, yous witches. It was like the light to a touch paper. We were shunted, jeered at, spat at. It was a very violent situation. We held our ground, but we were just like, shock. Turns out, you can't challenge a man. I don't know why we thought that it was okay, but you can.
For me, I was from the city. I've got a very diverse family, but my maternal grandmother was always someone who was very natural with herbs. She'd make her own potions and she could do the tea leaves, so well, from a very young age I was used to that, kinda. When she passed, we all lived together, I was 4 when she passed. And my first experience of spirit was with her, because I spoke to her at that age. Then I had very on-off experiences like that every now and again, and it really sparked my interest in tarot, and the moon, and herbs, and things like that. Well, that, and I was always very different to everyone else. So, as I get a bit older, because my family is so diverse, I never really felt like I belonged to any of the religions. So, I started to research and I attended different things, and I couldn't quite find what I was looking for until I came across some books on witchcraft. I'd had no idea there was other people out there, so I'd just gone with my life. And at that age, I said, right, you're an adult now. Because, well, there'd always been that. What would my mum think? What would my dad think? I'd always just been worried about upsetting other people. But I thought, this is my life. I need to live it how I want. And, well, by that time, there was the internet, so I did the same.
The only time he actually spoke to us about it was when he cross-examined us in court. Never, nothing before that. And even then, he only wanted to know how much we did it. I think he just saw us as really annoying women he was never going to have sex with. So that was that. And we're quite bossy women. Annoying women, actually, in fairness. Other other women like us, but men find us quite annoying. And I go out my way to be annoying, though. I'm quite nippy. I'm a nippy sweetie. But I'm no caring.
For me, well, I never lost magic. I never lost magic from when I was a child. I was brought up in the church, and then I went to secondary school. But as a teenager, I started to question things. I felt that there was a higher power there, but I no longer believed what I'd been brought up with. So my journey was later in life. I did read quite a bit about the craft as a teenager, but I never really connected with it. I guess I was in my late 20s when I actually started my journey of discovery. I went to a spiritualist church. At the time, my mum was really worried. She thought I was getting involved in some mad sect. So I took her along and, well, she was hooked. So that really opened up the door for me to find my path. I could feel my path. I had a sort of awakening as well. There was something else out there, but I didn't know what it was. So I did a search and I was drawn to the craft. Long story short, I practiced on my own as a solitary. Did my own thing based on knowledge of books. And it was exhilarating, just finding this path, this magical path. And well, then I started to meet people and get connected. And well, I was invited to Samhain, or Halloween. And the rest, as they say, is history.
It puzzles me. I don't think there's any need for it. I don't think it's in the interest of men at all. Oh, I can see what they get from it, but know how it benefits them. They lose more than they gain. It's ridiculous. I think, actually, men would be happier if they could just let us be who we are. And then, actually, men would look different, and women would look different. They get privileges, but at a cost. A high cost to themselves as well as everybody else, women, children, and the earth. That need for dominance, it ain't just women. It's Mother Nature, the world.
And the devil. Try and explain to people that there's no place whatsoever in the craft for the devil. We don't believe in a devil. How can we have sense for something that we don't believe exists? Witchcraft is our religion. I sat as an observer on the Interfaith Council for 10 years to get paganism, it's paganism that the craft comes under, recognised as a religion.
There's even a pagan federation in the police force now.
When I first started, the press used to send secret undercover reporters to our events, but now I could call them up and they wouldn't be interested.
It's taking time, but now the celebrants, hand fasting, that's all legally recognised.
The allegation of being a witch has always been seen as a negative, but I've never seen who it can be. It's just women helping other women. Buddies helping other buddies. And that's always been needed. Women seeking out other strong women to befriend, to align with, to be inspired by, to collaborate with, to support and be enlightened by. The best thing about this too is the women. And so many of us, the vast majority of us, have learned how to suppress our greatness, suppress that brilliant side of us. So what you get is a tiny wee inkling, which is fantastic. But change is coming. And it needs to be the women who escape.
I love being a witch.
I love being a witch.
I love being